All right, good day everyone, and welcome back to Mommy Guide Inc. Hold on. Yes, thank you so much for joining me once again. Yes, it's our midweek crafty nights here at Mommy Guide Inc. So indeed, if you are new to the channel and you don't know me yet, I am Mommy Lala. So for tonight, we are going to be working on Kendra's Card Challenge Mystery Card Making Kit Sampler. So if you are new to Kendra's Card Challenge and you don't know what that is, it's actually a quarterly card making challenge where you can create between 15 to 18 cards or more, okay, using the sketches. Right now, we are still on Kendra's Card Challenge 18, and all the details how to join are all in the description of this video. To join the Kendra's Card Challenge is absolutely free. But what I'm going to be working on for tonight is a mystery card making kit sampler, which is part of the perks if you are part of the all access or VIP patron of Cards by Kendra. All right, so first and foremost, before I start, I would like to say hi to my dear friend Dawn, who was very early in the chat. Hello, Dawn. So what is for breakfast and what are you doing today? And of course, we have Kobe. Hello, hello. And this is one of my dear students. I just know who it is. Right? But I have a clue more or less who it is. Okay. Vicky, hello, hello. Good morning, my dear friend. All right. So I've been on and off and going live, but starting this week, I said I will intentionally, really, no matter how busy I am, that I'm going to be going live for Crafty Night. So this Saturday, I will be joined by my dear friend Jay of Craft by Jay as we work on our updates for our faith journal. All right. So of course here, speaking of faith journal, we have somebody in the chat who is very, very dear to me. Sis Malu. Hi, Malu. Yes, this is a person who is so dear to me. When I was going through one of the lowest points in my life, she was there for me and she helped me through it all. So thank you so much, Sis Malu. And she's starting actually to, discover card making. And hopefully, who knows, one of these days or in the future, you might see her as one of my guests here. Not just on, Crafty Nights, but maybe one of our Faith Journal episodes. Yes, Vicky is saying hi to Don. Again, thank you so much, Malu, and some of my students who are actually probably watching but lurking because they are shy who are watching right now. All right, so let's move on. So this is the card making sampler kit. Again, as I mentioned, it is a perk if you are part of the all access or VIP patron of Cards by Kendra. Okay, again, all the links are in the description of this video. So it comes to you in the mail. This is a sampler kit. There's actually a full card making kit where you can create so many amazing cards, up to, of course, the full set several times over. All right. But of course, for those who don't know yet, I am based in the Philippines. I'm in Southeast Asia. And of course, shipping is quite expensive, right? So I opted for the card making kit sampler. All right, but if you are on the VIP tier, then obviously you get, and if you are in the US, right? So it's absolutely free. But if you are from outside the US, you can still access or get access to the full card making kit. But you do need to shoulder the shipping. There you go. All right, so we have Linda. Hi, Linda. Hello, hello. Thanks for dropping by, my friend. Yes, Linda, right? Yes, Vicky. Yes, Lishay Boutte is another awesome artist. Okay, please do check her out. She's also one of the moderators or the main moderator of our dear friend Gretchen. Images by Gretchen. Okay. So this is it. This is the card sampler kit. So normally a card sampler kit can create about, depending on how you want to use it, between 3 to 5 or 2 to 3 cards. Okay, so we're now opening. Of course, I had to cover my address. All right, so this is what is inside. Okay, so if you would see, it comes in this plastic baggies, and you see that there is a QR code. Okay, so normally what you do is you get your phone, okay, and then you go to your photos, I mean your camera, okay, and then you just scan that QR code, okay, and then it will open up. Okay, but at this point, it's not opening up, and I feel because the QR code, somehow remember, I'm so far away, maybe, and this is probably thermal, and it has been somehow, some of the parts have been erased. But normally, okay, it won't. Okay, I'll hold on. I will just get some old, some of, okay, because that one won't work. Okay, let's try some of the old, okay, sampler kits. Okay, so there, you see, okay, a link will pop out. You just click on that and it will open up. Okay, and it opens up into, okay, this page where it will tell you what is the content of that mystery card making kit sampler. So for example, this one, okay, it actually is Gilded Rose. Okay, it is from paper featuring, oops, my camera, featuring Bitty Penny. So it will tell you all the things that are part of this kit. So it said that this card making kit sampler contains the Gilded Rose. So it's originally from a 6x8 paper pack. It has glitter animal dots and or gem stickers, coordinating cardstock and sentiment strips. Okay, now if you purchase any, if you want more, you want the full kit, you can click on this, and if you do so, Kendra will get a little bit. Okay, it's an affiliate link with no extra cost to any of you, right? So that's how it is. So if you want to know and check out what is the content of this kit, simply do that. Okay, but I don't know, again, I feel that, see, this is very clear, and the one I have right now, somehow some parts are not as clear, so maybe that's why I'm having a hard time opening it up. But let's try once again. Okay, if we can. So normally, okay, if you do like that, it will open up a link, but there's none. So anyways, all right, there's none. Okay, so that's how you do it. Okay, so when you open up, okay, it comes in baggies like this, and normally there are 2 sets. Okay, and then, so like this one, it says this is actually an Echo Park Dive into Summer Card Kit Sampler. So which means that basically the collections that you can see inside, the majority of which, so probably the papers, because I can't look at the link. So, and maybe the cardstocks are part, or the ephemeras are part of the Echo Park Dive into Summer kit. Okay, and the other one, this one is actually a graduation sampler kit. All right, so this one's summer, this is graduation. So I know that for the other side of the world, it's graduation season for you all, and as such for us here in the Philippines. But summer is over for us. It's actually the start of the rainy season already. We actually ended summer officially here about May, last week of May. So we're actually officially on the rainy season. We don't have 4 seasons, so just summer and rainy season. All right, so these are the 2 kits that I'm gonna be working on. All right, so let me go check. Kobe says you've got to sleep. It's night. Yes, good night, Kobe. Thank you so much for dropping by. And of course, Patrick. Hi, Patrick. This is my dear friend Patrick of Everyday Tech. So if you are interested to know more about, everyday tech things, not really things that are probably not useful for like everyday people like us, right? So, but still you will learn something from his channel. So do check out Patrick's channel, Everyday Tech. Good morning to you, my friend. And of course, Katie. Hi, Katie. Yes, Katie also has a YouTube channel. Maybe Katie, you can comment from that, and so that they could check her. They could check you out as well. Katie is another very creative friend of mine. She is based in the UK, and recently she said that she actually wants to, go back to memory keeping and hopefully card making. So hopefully this episode, you would enjoy this episode, Katie. There you go. Vicky says hello to you, Patrick. Patrick has been a guest of mine maybe 2 to 3 times in the past. So if you would check out Mommy Guide Inc. Everyday Tech, you would see some of the lives that we have done together, and you can check that out as well. All right, so let's start with okay. By the way, YouTube has this new feature where if you engage in the chat, they give you like a crown, special, avatar or sticker in your chat. Okay, so it's just there's nothing much to it, but it's more of a, like a top fan badge if you do a super chat or you're number one in the chat. So more for engagement. There you go. So I'm trying to do more tech related to everyday people. Yes, and that's basically you and I, because I am not a very techie person. Right, Patrick? All right. So which one do you want me to start with in the chat? Do you want me to start with the summer, or do you want me to start with the graduation card kit? Okay, and yes, of course, for those who are new, please, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Mommy Guide Inc. on all the socials. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and even X. Although I rarely actually post over there. Again, I do have a question in the chat. How many cards do you think can I make from this KCC mystery card making kit sampler? Let's see, if you can actually, guess how many I can make. All right. Okay, hold on. Is this a bigger view? Oh, okay. So which one? Okay, Vicky is crowned. Yes, Vicky. But so far at this point, you can still be dethroned. Right? So the more that you engage, the more, I think the first two or the top two people in the chat who engage as much will get that special crown, for tonight. Okay, start with the summer. Okay, thank you, Patrick. Okay, Patrick wants summer because, yes, it's summer for you guys finally, right? So there you go. So let's see what's inside. Okay, so let's go through what is inside. So you have this. So, it's a double-sided paper. So you have yellow, solid cardstock, yellow and blue. This one is teal and, a tinge of orange or yellow. This is salmon pink and light blue. So all three are solid cardstocks that are double-sided. Interesting, right? And this, I feel, let me check. What size? I think this is an A. Oh, okay. So fits, an A2 size card. So for those who are new to card making, A2 is actually 5.5 by 4.25. Okay, when you actually fold it like so, right? So, and this papers actually are meant for this one. But if you want to make, tags or smaller stuff with them, that's absolutely fine. But I think I just want to, create regular cards for today because I know that we have some of our friends who are here who are actually new to card making. So I really want to make this very, very basic. All right, and now let's go to the pattern paper. These are pattern paper cardstock, medium weight. Okay, so one side is this one. Okay, dotted, and this one has obviously summer things like you have pineapple, glasses, hat, summery, ice cream, flip-flops, and other summer items. Okay, what else do we have here? Another strip. Okay, but this one's that of a lemon. Okay, on the other side is a pink. This one's teal. Okay, and then another strip. Okay, same. Okay, but a different size. And then we have another pattern paper strip. All right. So you might ask, Lala, if we actually subscribe to this, will we get the same thing? No. Oh, that's my tummy. Camera, what are you doing? All right. So no, again, it's a mystery, right? So Kendra curates this mystery card making kits. and we don't know exactly what you are gonna be getting. So you may get a different one as I am getting, as what I have right here. So don't feel bad, okay, that if you don't get this, that, oh, but I wanted that. Okay, I would hopefully ask Kendra what are these kits are from. I actually mentioned it a while ago, but anyways. So if you do want to get this exact paper, so I actually mentioned this is Echo Park. It's called Summer Card Kit. Okay, so but I'm just doing samplers, and these are examples of cut aparts or tags. Okay, and then there's another pattern strip, and of course you have some dots. Okay, there you go. All right. Okay, so this is basically what we. Patrick, why is Tiny 2 doing this to me all the time? Okay, I have it set on the group and at normal tracking standard. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe I'm moving too much. Right? There you go. Yes, Vicky has the crown still. Do you still have the crown still, Vicky? Oh, and Patrick. So you two are the top two. Okay, Vicky said 3. Let's see. Hi, Dawn. I think you can make 6 cards. Okay, Dawn says 6. Maybe more? Good morning, Vicky and Patrick from Dawn. All right, so let's start. So normally what I do is, okay, I will check out all the papers that I have. Okay, so I lay it out and see, which ones I can actually create like a card with. Okay, the nice thing about this ones is these are kits, right? So therefore, whatever happens, whichever you choose, it will absolutely be fine because they are part of the kit and therefore are meant to coordinate with each other. Therefore, if you are new to card making and you just, want to try and check out if you actually like this, hobby, then starting with kits is an amazing way to start with card making. Okay, so let us see. Okay, so look, there's the pink. So normally, just like with scrapbooking, right? So I coordinate them based on like the colors or the theme. So something like that, right? So I am checking out what we have here right now. Okay. And so, okay, what else can I do here? Where's the summer? Summer. Okay, so this one, there's the summer. Okay, and probably, okay, but that's too big. Okay, let me see. How about this? So I think I wanted that over there, and then we can do probably this one. There's that blue shade, so I think I'm okay with that. All right, so and then another tinge of blue would be okay. Let me see, where are the other parts? Okay, there. Okay, so let's do something like that, and maybe 3/4 of the way. Okay, so what else do we have? Okay, do I want that? Too big. Yeah, I think that one. Okay, so for this kit, okay, I have one more solid card stock. Let me see what I can do with this. Okay, so this one, there you go, yellow. Okay, and then probably, okay, this, and then, oh, this, but it's already yellow, so, oh, there's already blue there. Yeah, let's put it over here. All right. So the only thing that I am not able to use are this and this. So let's see, okay, where I can use this later on. All right. So for now, these are my working, okay, design, so to speak. All right. So again, if these are meant to, if you want, you can actually use this as well for creating the cards for your Kendra's Card Challenge currently, right? Especially if you have the full kit, then you can absolutely create. For now, we're KCC 18. It's 18 cards. Okay, that one full set is 18 cards, and you can actually absolutely create, that set with your full sampler or with your full kit. But this is just a sampler. So for this sampler kit, I'll be able to create 3. But remember, there are 2. Okay, for this one. So let's see how many I will be able to create in the end. All right, so let's start with, I think I did this for this and this. Okay, so that's how basically you try to create with the samplers, right? So lay out all the pieces that you have and check which, you feel coordinates. Now, they normally come in pre-cut. Some are in strips, some are full, some are, you don't actually need to use it as is where is. If you want to punch out, shapes out of the paper, you can do so. If you want to make them smaller, you can do so as well. It's just that tonight, I just really want to make it basic, especially that we have, I know that we do have people who are coming in and new to card making. So I want to make it as simple as we can for them, or for those who might be watching on replay. And in the future, okay, I'll try to level it up and add a little bit more mixed media and other, inking to the mix. All right, so let's start with this. But first, let me check the chat. All right. Okay, hello, Linda also said, Dawn. I guess it depends if you die cut the panels. Absolutely right. So it's really a mystery as well. Okay, yes. So Vicky, yes, I'm just gonna be using what is here. Okay. And that's my moderator daughter in the chat. Hi, Sammy. Jana, hello, my dear friend. Jana J. Marie Designed is in the chat as well. Right? So Jana, how many cards do you think I can create tonight? Oh my goodness. Hello, Camo. I can't stay long, but I saw you were live and wanted to say hi. Hello, this is Reincubate Camo. Okay, Camo is another app that I use absolutely for my crafty nights. And this is Eden, right? So from Camo, hello, Eden. I love you, friend. Thanks for dropping by. I know you're very busy, right? So Camo is an app that turns any of your phones, okay, into like an SLR camera, right? So if you want to check out what that looks like, you can go back to some of my other videos. I'm not doing my Camo setup tonight, but a lot of them are actually with Camo. Thank you so much, Eden. There you go. Please do check out my dear friend. Okay, Eden as well is on, oh gosh, I forgot your Instagram and YouTube. But please do check out Camo, right? So if you are also a crafter, it's super awesome. Sammy from Jenna. All right, there you go, friends. Okay, so I'm updated. Okay, so now let's do it. Okay, so for those who are new, the easiest way to actually create the card is to combine all of the elements that you have from the kit. Right? So normally, if you have a pattern, what we do is you want to break that pattern, okay, by adding a little bit of a solid underneath, even though, it's a tiny bit of a margin, so it doesn't get lost in the mix, so to speak, right? So if I use this part of the pattern paper and put it on a pattern and then another pattern, right? So it's like, wow, it's very chaotic and messy. So we turn it over and rather use this, a little subtler, what do you call this pattern, okay? So that it would break this, okay, up with which has our title, okay, to the background, which is also pattern. Okay, so as simple as that, then you already have your card. Okay, let me get for ease of, so we can do this fast. Okay, the easiest way is, to use any adhesive that you have. Okay, what I'm using right now is a dot liner. It's a Kokuyo dot liner if you are interested to know. But you don't need to use that. You can always use whatever liquid glue you have. In my case, I normally use my Barely Art. Okay, whatever you have. If you want, you can even use, what's this? Glue stick. There you go, glue stick. Okay, so there you go. So do I put it in the... Okay. So normally, I don't like putting things in the middle. Okay, but maybe for this, because everything is already kind of busy. So, okay, so let's not make the sketch, okay, or the look of the card even. Okay, so for this one, since there's pattern, another way is, since I'm not gonna be using a border or a plain cardstock underneath. I can do that if I want. Say for example, you have this strip. See, you can actually use that if you want. See, it actually makes it nicer. See, because it gives like a space in between each of the design. Another thing you can do is to lift it. Okay, create a little bit of distance, okay, from the background. Okay, so that even though it's a pattern, okay, it will not get lost in the mix. Okay, so this is one thing that you can do. And for those who know me, I do love texture and I love dimension. But I know, right, that's gonna be a little bit expensive to ship. Because whenever there is already a little bit of a height to your card, the post office normally doesn't consider it a card anymore, but a parcel. Therefore, it becomes more expensive, right? So another thing that you can do is to actually ink the sides. You can actually also do that to create a little bit of, a border or differentiation. But look at that. How cool and beautiful is that? That's very simple. By just simply layering it, and then you go get your card base. I do have my card base pre-cut. Okay, and because this one has a lot of white background, so having one that has white also somehow pulls it all together, right? So there you go. So I will just adhere like so. I'm just eyeballing things here, my friends. So no measuring, no nothing. Okay. So there you go. We do have card number 1. Let's see. Remember, we still have this. Okay. And this one. We'll see how I'm going to be able to use that for later. All right. So we are down to card number 1 done already. And we have my dear friend Marian. Hi, Marian. Yes, for those who are in the Philippines, Marian actually is Pinay. Yes, but she actually lives in Australia. Although she's been there almost forever, she has not forgotten her, how to speak in Filipino, and she actually knows a lot of Filipino food and words as well. Please do check Marian out. She does a lot of planner videos and live streams, and also productivity. If you want to be more productive using planners, please do check out Marian. She's Marian Cresp on all the socials, YouTube, Instagram. She's actually very big on Instagram, of course, also on YouTube, but her Instagram is really out of this world. More than I'm not sure if it's almost 200,000, right? Because her content is really golden. All right, so please do check her out. I have a great... Yes, thank you so much, Eden. Hope to see you soon, my friend. Yes, is it Eden? Yes, so Eden is from Camo. There you go. I don't know if you know the story about Camo. I will, if we have time, I'll share that later on. I'm sure you'll get a lot of cards and use almost everything in there. Yay! I hope so, Jan. I hope so. Right? So again, Sammy saying hi to everyone. Kamusta? Mabuti, sister. Thank you so much. It's quite late for her because she's in Australia and it's summer for her. I know, not summer, but winter. And I think that's how we got to use Christmas in July, because July is actually Christmas, part of Christmas, are part of winter season for them in Australia. And so for Christmas in this December, it's summer for them. So to have that, Christmas feel, so they came out with Christmas in July. There you go. Oh, thank you so much, Marian. You are the same, my dear friend. Thank you, Sammy Pai. All right, so that's card number 1 from this card making sampler kit. Again, the link is in the description of this video, my friends. All right, so our second card. Okay, I chose this. Okay, I chose this 3. Okay, so again, the thing with sampler kits like this one is they're coordinated. So now it's just a matter of which one. Okay, so I feel that this lemon, look at those leaves, somehow is a little bit on the dark side, and I feel it's a better fit. Okay, what do you think? Is it a better fit? This one? Yeah, I'll stick to this one. Yeah, let's do the lemon. All right, so there you go. So I'm gonna put these 2 together. See, I'm not doing anything. You can actually die cut, okay, or cut these strips or this, your papers into smaller ones. Like if you have dies, for example, hold on. I have here some dies beside me. So, okay, hold on. These are some of my commonly used dies. So they are within reach here beside my table. So if you want to cut out some circles, so my most commonly used shapes are circles, stars, flags. All right, so they're all here already beside me. So, and even words, if you want to die cut, some words like that, right? So I have them beside me all the time just in case I want to do so. So if you want to cut, let's say, a little bit of, okay, what do we have here? Okay, maybe a little bit of an oval with stitching. All right, so you can, use a die, run it through, and get a specific shape. But as I mentioned earlier, I will try to, use whatever is in the kit as is, where is. Very little tool other than, my scissors and adhesives to finish off this card. So you see that this is actually part of a tag, right? So let's try and stick to it being a tag. So this is the part where you can actually do a little bit of add-on. Okay, so if you feel that, there's nothing in the kit that, let's say you want. Okay, so I have here like a little paper flower that's yellow. For those who don't know, yes, yellow is my favorite color. So I will just snip off, the edge of that paper flower. Okay, so it can go flat. Okay, and then probably, okay, let me see. I do have a stash of ribbons, brads, eyelets beside me. Always, and at the back, if you can see, I have a lot of embellishments there, so that when I'm working, it's actually easy. And then my scissors, different kinds of scissors, are just underneath. Okay, they're actually beside. Down. Okay, beside my. Okay. So if you want to check out what my setup is and how I actually have set up my craft room or craft space, you could check out, some of my, what do you call this, craft room videos also in the, in my playlist. Okay, so there, I got this, what do you call this pattern? I forgot. It's not rickrack. Rickrack is different. Okay, so I could attach that and then put this like so. So to attach this fabric, okay, I'm gonna use what we call a tiny attacher. If you don't have a tiny attacher, this is a Tim Holtz tiny attacher. You can always use just the regular staple wires, right? Okay, and then I will put this to cover, okay, those staples. Now, if you have ink, you can actually even ink the edges still. Okay, but then again, as I said, I'm going to try and not to use anything, okay, other than, okay, what is in the kit. Okay, so although I already used that ribbon and that paper flower, okay, since it's paper, so it can easily adhere, okay, with a double-sided adhesive like so. All right, and then I will just simply now add this, okay, onto my card base. If you do have questions who are in the chat, okay, so okay, the thing with, okay, you're using, glue that is not liquid glue, so the minute you put it on like this one, okay, you might ruin the paper. So what you can do is you actually get a liquid glue, okay, and then put it on top, okay, so that it actually reinforces that, and at the same time gives you a little bit of a give, right? So you can, still move it. Again, if you want, you could have inked the edges of this one and this one as well. Okay, so that is a possibility that you can do. Okay, but I did not, because again, I wanted to make it truly very basic and simple. Okay, and just like the first one, okay, so this is a 4 by 5.25. So since our base is an A2 size card, therefore it fits perfectly on a 5.5 by 4.25 card base, which is actually an A2 size card. There you go. So that's our first 2 cards done in a jiffy, right? Because you don't need to think, right? It's a part of a kit. So absolutely they coordinate. Now it's just a matter of how do you put it together, right? So if you can see, layering. Layering is one of your dear awesome friends when you are actually creating a card. So the techniques that you use for memory keeping, for scrapbooking, are absolutely applicable as well for when you're doing card making. All right, next. The third card, okay, for this card making kit sampler is this one. So again, everything is double-sided. There was a time where I really hated having double-sided papers, because especially when both sides are so nice, it's like, which one will I choose, right? So I end up not using anything in the end because of my fear that what if there is a better project where I could have used it? Okay, so this is another example of, you can see, pattern. Okay, but we're going to use the concept of, giving it a little bit of a lift or a give to create that distance or space so that it still somehow can breathe, or it can still be seen. All right, so let's put this. Okay. There you go. Okay, I don't really mind if it's not center. Okay, being, off center is actually, most of my artist friends say, actually is a better in terms of giving it character, because it's not, always in the middle. Okay. So there you go. So see, instead of putting it in the middle, I put it about, and of course, remember the rule of thirds, right? So, okay, this one though, okay, so I want to put an even space between the top and the bottom, the left and the right. Okay. Well, they're actually the same pattern paper. Okay. There you go. And finally, this one would go up like so. So I'm going to use Okay, another. Okay, I'm going to separate it using pattern papers. Again, if you have not checked out some of the people you see in the chat, please do, because all of them are amazing crafters or content creators. So I really am very blessed to have met a lot of you through, crafting, card making, and content creation. All right, so there you go. And then I'm just gonna put it in the middle like so. In the middle of this strip anyway, not in the middle of the card. Okay, there you go. All right, now we just have to put it on a card base. So let me check. Okay, so this one is a top folding. Okay, A2 card. The ones we used earlier on were actually side folding. Okay, so you can actually create a card that goes this way. Oop, what happened to my flower? I think I need a heavy, adhesive for my flower because of that bud, that wire at the middle. So I need to have a little bit of that. Okay, and add a little bit more. All right, so there you go. Okay, so going back to my current card. Okay, so now you can see that I transition every now and then. Okay, from, using liquid glue is actually an even cheaper option. Oops, it's not even. See? So I will use the other side. Okay. Sometimes that happens when you create your card bases. All right, so there you go. This is the third card. Okay, but remember, for this kit, we actually had this two still left. Okay, so I basically used up all the... Okay, let me see if it is that. So it will fit. I've already used up all of the materials in the kit, or the things in the kit, except for this three. Okay, this two. So I am thinking, could I have used it over here? Okay, simply because I just want to use everything. So there you go. All right, so maybe yes, we could use that. Okay, so again, you don't need to, but since I really want to challenge myself to use up everything, all right, so that would be that one. And then this one's, okay, this animal dots, I could probably use for, okay, so for this one, okay, so let's see, let's add some details onto that one. Okay, and then let's use, and of course, remember the rule of odds, that it is actually nicer to look at when you have elements in odd numbers, like in this animal dots. So I will just use 3 instead of 2, or instead of 4. Okay, so odd numbers, 3. Okay, and still, so basically what I have left is this 2, which again, so that I have used up everything, okay, I can even put onto this card. So again, there's no rhyme or reason, there's no plan. It's just that for this kit, I've used up everything. None is left. The only thing that I added for this is actually this flower and this ribbon. Otherwise, everything was from the awesome kit, okay, which is from, okay, where is it? The Echo Park. Okay, so it's from Echo Park Dive into Summer Card Kit. All right, so if you are interested to do something similar, okay, or you like, the feel of this kit, head on to, Echo Park to look up this collection. All right, let me see. Going to hop off right now. Yes, I think this was earlier on, so probably Patrick is no longer in that chat. Yes, Patrick has come and gone. Yes, take care, Patrick, from Dawn. Two cards down. Yes, earlier on. Oh my gosh, I'm so behind. Yes, it's so hard to choose sometimes. Exactly right, Vicky. All right. Yvette, good morning. Good morning, my friend. How are you? Thank you so much for dropping by. I know you're very busy, my friend. So I really appreciate that you all are here. So for those who are in the Philippines, it's quite late, but you're still here. And for my friends over there on the other side of the globe who are actually waking up very early and keeping me company. Yes, right, Don? Love the papers as well. All right. So let's go back now. Okay. So how many did we finish? Three. We finished three. But remember, that's not just what we have. Because for this mystery card making kit sampler that Kendra sent me. Kendra is, by the way, okay, Kendra Morgan, the creator and the owner of Cards by Kendra and the creator of Kendra's Card Challenge. All right, so let's check what we have there. This is the second pack. All right, and this one is from Graduation Sampler Kit. I don't know though what company it is from. So if you do recognize, let's see, maybe we can have a clue. Okay, so it's double-sided solid cardstock. Okay, and this, oh, nice. Okay, so obviously this is not, okay, so you can have that as the front, although a little bit too, too near the edge. So probably don't want to use this. Maybe I'm going to use this instead. Okay, so this one's another double-sided one. Obviously, the message. Okay, so this is probably part of a cut apart. Okay, on one side and the other is pattern. So since that has been cut, so I'll probably use this side. Okay, and this one is another solid cardstock, which absolutely, coordinates with this one. Could I do this or that? Okay, we'll see. All right, so here another one. Okay, so you can use this, separate that, and use Happy Graduation. Or you can just use the pattern paper. Okay, the pattern, which is actually, a diploma rolled and then with a ribbon. Okay, and then you have another solid cardstock. And then you have smaller strips of... Oh, okay. They're all sentiments. So you have one that says, congrats, the future is bright. Congrats, you did it. Hooray, grad, and congrats, grad. Okay, so again, these are double-sided. So at the back, okay, so you see that these are all the same pattern. So I feel that this is part of a cut apart. You know how it is like with the 12 by 12, right? So you can actually cut them and use it as such. This one probably is another cut apart. Congrats, grad. Okay, and then what else do we have? We have this animal dots, okay, in black. There's 4 pieces, and you have this cardstock stickers, okay, with a diploma and just a strip. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back again and see what we have. Okay, so again, this is how I do it. I look at what is part of the kit. Okay, and then look closely and see which one you feel might go well together. Right? So, hi, Jaden. Thank you so much, Jaden, for dropping by. Good morning, Yvette from Jenna. All right. So, okay, looking at this. Okay, so do you have anyone who is actually graduating, this year? Okay. So, congratulations for those who are actually graduating. Okay. So, let me see. Okay, so probably, this. Okay, we can always change it if we don't want it, right? We can always change it. This one and that one because it's like the same kind of, yeah, the gold is there. So that's 2. Oh, this is perfect. Look at that. Look at that. It's like it's saying, we go together. All right, so you're together. Okay, so do. Oh, it's gonna cover up the. All right, I think this is better, so I can still have that pattern be seen. So we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then yeah, I can like this. Okay, all right, okay, and so basically, we still have this sticker, and animal dots. So this 3 we'll try to determine later on how we're gonna use it, but this is basically how I want to do this. All right. So in short, we are going to be able to create 4. All right. Okay. Oftentimes, I love fussy cutting. Okay. But for this one, we will retain everything. I will not fussy cut, but I will do a little bit of cutting. Okay. So which one did I do first? I think this one, right? This one, and then I decided on this one, then this one, then this one. All right, so that's the way we're gonna do it. Okay, so let's start with the first card with this one. So this is so what's a card base? Let me go get a card base. So this is a 5.5. Okay, so it means that this is a 4. Okay, by 5.25. Okay, this solid silver. Okay, cardstock. Because the card base is for an A2 size is 5.5 by 4.25. Okay, now I can see that there's still some black lines from the cut parts. So I do want to remove that because I'm a little bit OZ when it comes to that. All right, so and just like weddings, I feel that most of the time, unless it's a shabby chic kind of event, that it's better that it's kind of elegant, and therefore I just simply go with matting them. Very, very simple, clean and simple look. Okay, so Vicky said 3. Yes, so for those who are still in the chat, we want to know, can you guess how many cards can I create tonight? Yes, that is the awesome challenge that we do want to check tonight. All right, so Vicky said her granddaughter, here. Okay, her granddaughter just graduated from Oregon State U. Woohoo! I just don't have my confetti right now, Vicky, but confetti for your granddaughter. She's a doctor of physical therapy. Wow! What an amazing achievement. So proud of her. Me too. I'm so proud of her. I got to go see her graduate. Yes, you got to see her graduate. That's such an awesome blessing, Vicky. Congratulations on your granddaughter, Vicky. Yes, nice that you got to attend. Absolutely. All right. So hopefully my daughter, Sammy Pai, will be able to graduate next school year. All right. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have a graduate hopefully soon. Okay. So to actually create a mat, because it's too like graduation supposed to be like a lot of bling, kind of like that. So let me check some of my papers. I do have a lot of I know you also have a lot of strips of gold, silver, black, on this side. All right, so the scraps. So let me see. What else can I find over here? Okay, so let me see. All right, so more of silver than black, right? Okay, so let's go more silver. Okay. And then, do I still have like a bigger silver? I don't have any more. Okay, but I think that would be fine. Oh, I would love to have like this one embossed. Did I? Okay, well, I still have no more. Okay, no more. I will make it as simple as I can. So no embossing. Okay, no embossing today. Okay, maybe that one is better. Yes, I think that darker one is better. Okay, let's go for that. Right, so rather than the lighter silver. Okay. See, when I'm... Oh my gosh, I can see a white over there. Hold on, guys. I can't do this. Where's my scissors? I need to cut that white. You know, there's a sliver of white. I know that the background is white anyway, but I'm just very OCD. So, since I already have adhesive at the back, I cannot use my paper trimmer to remove that sliver of white. Okay, and then I'll put it at the bottom. Okay, so that, okay. There you go. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, I didn't know that it actually... Okay, and we can layer it a little bit. Okay. Okay, so this one will lay flat and matte with a silver paper. Okay. And then I will just layer this. If you have time, you can actually dry emboss this one. Okay. Or maybe a subtle tone on tone inking so that it's, you know, if you want a little bit of a subtle design for the background. Again, just a suggestion, only if you want to. Right? So, you know, thanks, Dawn from Vicky. You know, I need to go. Have an awesome day, everyone. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you so much for wearing the crown for a bit. All right. Thank you so much, Vicky. Hope you have a wonderful, awesome day. And I hope to see you this Saturday for my live stream with Jay, as we will be doing our faith journaling updates this Saturday, and of course on Sunday for you guys, and that's Monday morning for me. Okay, we are going to be having the mystery craft along. Okay, for on Lynn's LV Handcrafted channel, where I will be part of those who will actually be doing the MCA live. Yvette, are you still here? Yvette, can I cheat off you again? Okay, so mystery card making, mystery craft along actually is a one of the challenges that Lynn has on her channel. Lynn is LV Handcrafted on all the socials, and she has this month-end challenge. Oh, look at that! It's so elegant. I'm not sure if it's even though, but pretend it's even. I can see it from the monitor. It's not even. It's gonna kill me. It's okay. I'll pretend I don't see that it's not even. All right, so there you go. Anyways, as I was saying, so she's gonna have that this Saturday. It's gonna be led by Irene, and we don't know what we're gonna be making, but we do know that we have that starter thing, you know, in terms of you have to cut the papers, have this and that, but we don't know exactly what we're making. And during the live, we are gonna be led by Irene because she designed whatever project it is we're gonna be making, and then from her prompts we will try to create, and in the end we'll see if, you know, did we do it right. I've led the MCA twice and it's nerve-wracking, but it's super awesome, and that's my favorite amongst all the different challenges that Lynn does on her channel. So this is card number 1. Let's do the second card. All right. Again, thank you so much for being here, and if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more similar videos like this one. And of course, we still want to know Okay, in the end, how many cards can I actually create from this sampler kit? Okay, hold on, my friends. I have a very dry throat, so I need to drink a bit of water. Okay, I'll just mute myself. All right, there you go. This one has the word congrats. Okay, so again, I feel that with this graduation cards, I will keep it very very simple and elegant. So this has a tinge of, what do you call this, matte gold. So what I want to do with this one is to, this time around, okay, black or gold? Okay, let's do gold. Okay. No. There you go. All right. So you see how just layering them. Okay. You can actually even twist it a little bit if you want, but I'm going to keep this. I feel I'm going to keep it as is where is, and then I'm going to put it on a cardstock. You see how easy it is to create a card and how fast it can be with a card kit like this. And what I'm working with is just a sampler. Okay, so this sampler actually is part of Kendra's card challenge, or cards by Kendra's perk if you are part of her Patreon. Okay, on the all access pass, which is about $10 a month, and then all VIP on the VIP, all VIP access, okay, which is about 25, where you not only get a sampler kit but the full card making kit that can create absolutely, the full set for specific cards by Kendra challenge. So this is, again, I just want to lift that. Okay, so being part of Kendra's Patreon actually helps keep the main challenge, which is the the KCC, or the Kendra's card challenge, card making, free for all of us, right? So again, thank you to those who support Kendra's Patreon. So if you are interested to see what are the other perks, head on to Kendra's website, Kendra's cardsbykendra.com, or her Patreon. Okay, Cards by Kendra as well. And then there are different tiers that you can choose from. Okay, let me see. Again, I'm just eyeballing things. I hope that that's even. Hopefully, I think this is better than my first one. All right, so let's choose a card base. Okay, let's do. Okay. All right. Okay, so you see I have several adhesives, whatever my hand eventually gets onto, that's what I use. So I could use the glue, okay, liquid glue, or I could use the dot liner, so the tape glue or the tape runner. So this is the second card and this is the first card. So very similar look, just different colors, different papers, but basically the design is basically the same, matte, and then layer, right? And sentiment in the middle. So it's such an easy, like, what do you call this? Card menu, say, so to speak. All right. And so I think basically that's going to be the concept of all the cards for this set of graduation cards. All right. So for this, okay, so how are we going to do this one? Okay. So, okay, no, I can't use the other part. So let's just use this one. Okay, so this one's a little bit, there's a silver on that one, so I can put silver in the back. Okay, so because we already use gold and gold, right? And silver. So let's do combination gold and silver for this one. Okay, so basically it's all the same. Matte, a pattern on a solid cardstock. And then the sentiment, okay, you matte as well. And then just to add more dimension, you use a foam tape, okay, to lift it up a bit to give it, again, dimension. That's how easy it is. Oh, I can again see a sliver of black over there because these are actually part of a cut apart. So sometimes you would see, okay, a bit of, okay, that line. Okay. So since the pattern at the back is already very busy, okay, if you want, you can do it like that, okay, or just stay put. So again, okay, so maybe this time we can for a little bit of, because we do want to, because the two cards that we finished earlier on, whoops, I said I'm going to put the dimension, but I already put the adhesive, so it's okay. No worries. See? Don't worry about making a mistake. There you go. It still looks nice, right? So, okay, there you go. Since there's the white on there, so we can just put this as is. Or if you want, you can put a black, but then, okay, this is okay. So we're just going to put it on the card base. Make sure that you check, okay, which side opens up, because I've done many cards where it's like this and it opens up the wrong way. So before you actually attach it, okay, make sure that you try opening the card so you know, okay, which one is the right side up. Okay, so there you go. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so we're down with our last card from this card sampler kit. Such easy cards to create. Okay, so these are both the same size. So let me see. I ran out of card base. Hold on. Okay, so let me check if I can get another one. All right, so let's see. Here's another card base. Okay, let me see if this one's a little bit small. Okay, so it's a 4 by 5 and a quarter again. Okay. Okay, so we'll do a double matte, so to speak. So, okay, so let's make this 4. So if this is already 4, so let me see. What is the length of this one? This is already 5 and a quarter, so let's make it 5. Okay, so that it, oh, okay, so I have to cut this side as well. So this one is a 4, so let's make it 3 3/4. Okay, so I will have this 2 strips, okay, in the end, which I will not throw because I can still use for other cards. Okay, so again, the first kit, I used everything up, right? So none, I didn't, and just added the ribbon and a paper flower for that one. Okay, so, okay. And then, I'm gonna do this. Do I wanna, do I want to like, excuse me. Do I want to do that? Or just do like, but I already did that. You know what? Let's fussy cut. For a change. For a change, we will fuzzy cut. If you do have a brother's cut and cut or a cameo, I know that it can do this one. Okay, absolutely you can. If you have sentiments like this. Okay, but for me, since I don't have it, the easiest option for me, okay, when I do decide to fussy cut, is to just use scissors. And for those who are new, again, so most of you already know this, but for those who are new, okay, so what I'm doing is called fussy cutting. And the best way to do this, my friend, is to make the paper move. Okay, rather than the scissor. I mean, to make yes, the paper move rather than you trying to move the scissor. You will have what do you call this? More. You will have an easier time to actually get more precise cuts. So I'm trying to just make sure that the edges are kind of even. There you go, like so. Okay, and then I will put it here and then I will do another fussy cut. Okay. Just to, make it look, give it a little bit more different look. Okay. So I still can use that part. And since I'm gonna fussy cut anyway, I will try to remove that because it can still be a mat for like a sentiment that I can use in the future. Like for example, remember this sliver of paper I can still use, right? Look, right? So not throwing this away because that still can be used somehow. All right, so let's fuzzy cut. Okay, this time around with a tiny bit of, a border for that word or the sentiment, okay, that we have for our card. Okay, so again, I'm not after perfection. Okay, and you don't need to, right? So no one's gonna measure. No one's gonna check like, okay, did she actually cut those sides evenly? So unless there's somebody who's very OC and who's actually probably know a lot about card making, but most of the time, handmade is handmade. It's not made to be perfect. So there you go. You see the difference when you have that slight border at the at the edge. So now let's just put it all together. This is such a beautiful card kit. Okay. Okay, so another thing that's nice, okay, when you're creating this is look at the orientation. Do you think there's an orientation? Although there are some who are like that, I feel mostly it looks like this. But since this is quite big, I would rather be, what do you call this? A landscape one. All right. Because there are some of the hats. What do you call this hat for graduation? I forgot. There's a specific term for that kind of hat, right? So, and then you can put hooray grad. Then you can even put a smaller sentiment. Okay, a sentiment strip on that one. Okay. So, see, and I have several scissors here with me. So whatever it is I get a hold on is what I use. Okay, so I do have, this one is a cutter bee and that's my favorite for fussy cutting. And recently I've been enjoying, using this Tim Holtz tonic scissors. Look, the difference is that this one has a bigger, wider opening. So in terms of, being ergonomic and less painful to use, this one's better because this one has very tiny opening. So after you've cut, quite a bit, it's gonna hurt your fingers. So, but then I feel that this is still nicer because it has a what do you call this, sharper tip and smaller blades. So better for more precise cutting. Although friends like Bitty Penny, and I think sometimes Don even, they don't care whatever scissors they use. They can still fussy cut amazingly. Okay, with whatever scissors they find. All right, so there you go. Finally, okay, so we've got our 4 cards done. So there you go. That's from the kit that we have, but we still do have this. Okay, so let's decide. Okay, what are we gonna use? Where are we gonna use this for? Okay, congrats. The future is bright. I think this is right? It can look nice over there, or probably here, or like that, or like this. I feel either this or this. Which one? Which one, friends? This here or here? Okay, help, help, help. Yes, Dawn is still here. Love this black and white theme. Me too. Wrong side. I love your mini Fisker paper trimmer. Oh, yes, Jada. I got this when I was in the US, I think 2 years ago in Michael's. And it was on clearance because it was the last piece. Gosh, I forgot. It was really super cheap. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I forgot as well, right? What do you call that hat for graduate? Toga? No, toga is the... Anyway, I hope you guys can help out. The trencher or... Yes, mortarboard. There you go. Thank you, Dawn. All right, Dawn, help. Do I do this? Like that or here? Because I want to use it all up. And I'm going to raise it a bit. So I feel here, right? Better? Okay, friends in the chat, can you help Mommy Lala? Which one is better? Okay, and this probably I will try to use over here. Let's see. Or maybe I will just use... Okay, this one first. Okay, so mortarboard. There you go. Thank you so much. You know what? I'll just use it here. I hope that you guys agree with me. It's better over here. Okay. Say it now or forever hold your peace. I love it on the first one. Yes. Okay. Oh, yes. In the Philippines, we have what we call sablay. S-A-B-L-A-Y. So in lieu of a toga and a mortarboard, you have something like, a Miss Universe. What do you call that? Foggy. Brain fog. What do you call that? For like, beauty pageants, they have something like that. Oh, gosh. Anyways, so something like that, but it's made of fabric and the university colors. So Sammy is actually in a university where I also graduated from. So we call it sublight. Okay, so this is this one. So that definitely not there. So you know what? I feel I can't use this. So I'm not gonna be able to use that. Where is the release? Oh, where did I put it? Okay, so I'm not gonna use this. I'm gonna borrow from my... Okay. From my... Okay, adhesive. Okay. Let's not use that. And let's use it for another. I have leftovers from this kit. Okay, but let's use this. Okay, this one. Okay. Okay, let's use the... Okay, black enamel dots. Okay. We have... Okay. Let me see. Where do I want you? The future is bright. I have no idea. I don't know where to put it. You did it. Okay, let's try. Let's put it one over there. Okay, and one over there. Okay, and then one over here. Am I doing it the right way? No. Okay, so let's have that and stars. Ugh. Come on, get away, get away, get away. Okay, so not even making it even. There you go. I've used up all the dots. So what do I have left, my friend? So here, I didn't add anything. Nothing was added. Okay, but I do have leftover. So this is the cardstock sticker and this sliver of pattern paper. And do I have a black paper? No, I don't. This is just the ones that came from the pack. Okay. This is actually... Oh, remember the excess black earlier on. Okay, got it. Okay, so I do have extra for this one. All right, so how many cards did we actually create tonight? All right, so sash, there you go. Don, you're truly a lifesaver tonight, my friend. Yes, it's called a sash, and then the Filipino name for that is sablay. Yes, so you can opt to wear the toga or you can wear the sablay. All right, so with the sablay, no mortarboard. So when you graduate, so you wear it, I think, on your, I forgot which side of your shoulder. And then when they say, okay, graduate, right? So with the mortarboard, you throw it, right? So with the sablay, what you do is you remove it and then you put it on the other side of your shoulder. So that signifies that you have graduated already. So something like that. Yes. Goodbye. Indeed, right? So sad to say we have nothing like the kind of sales, crafty sales that you guys have over there, in the other side of the globe. Here, most of the time it's just 5-10%. That's it, right? Of course, we do want to support our local craft stores because, of course, they buy it from, abroad, the US and wherever, or from Europe, and then they bring it here. They pay taxes and stuff. So, of course, they need to add on, right? So they really can't give a ton of discounts. So, but in the US, oh my gosh. So if I have the chance to go over there, I really, really pray that I can, head on over to Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joanne's, but I know that Joanne closed already. And the last time I was there, Tuesday morning, there were a lot who already closed, but there were still several that I got to visit in Florida that time. So anyway, going back again. So this is one of the cards. Hooray, grad. Okay, and this is another card. It says, congrats, you did it. Okay, and this one's with the gold one. Okay, congrats, grad. Okay, and of course, thank you, Dawn, for helping me where to put that one. And of course, this one, congrats, the future is bright. So very, very simple layouts. Basically, just a little bit of layering and matting, and you're done. You're good to go, right? So this is how awesome the card kits are. So we have 4, and then earlier on, okay, so from the previous sampler kit, okay, so there were 2 sampler kits, okay, provided for this card making kit sampler that Kendra sent me. This is the one that has summer. Okay, so this is one of them. So we have 5. This is the 6th card. Okay, and this is the 7th. So all in all, we created 7 cards tonight, my friends. Yes, so 7 awesome cards from just, one card making kit sampler from Cards by Kendra. Okay, which is actually part of a perk if you are subscribed to Kendra's Patreon or on the all access and on the VIP tier. All right, so there you go. 7 cards. Indeed, it's 7 cards, Don. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Don, do you still have your crown? Right. So again, that's a new feature of YouTube. So if you do go live, the people in the chat can actually engage, and YouTube rewards you with a temporary crown in the chat, which simply means that you are rewarded for being such an awesome engager or doing an awesome engagement in the chat. All right. So again, all the links, okay, to Kendra's card challenge is in the is in the description of this video. So what's coming up? Okay, coming up for me, actually, this next week, a lot of things are happening as we welcome the month of July, of course, right? So we have Christmas in July. There's a challenge happening on over at my dear friend's channel. Facebook group. That's Lynn's. Okay, crafty fun friends with of LV handcrafted, right? So we're gonna be doing that challenge for the month of July, and then also Candace Card Challenge 19. Okay, is gonna be starting July 1st, and we are gonna be doing a hop where all of the members of the design team will get to work with three, okay, at least three of the sketches for this quarter of Kendra's Kendra's card challenge, which is we're already on the 19th quarter, right? And of course, I'm part of the live streamer video creator for Kendra's Card Challenge. So that's gonna be happening on July the 7th, where at the same time on that hop, Kendra will be the one who starts, and she will announce the final winners for the last month of the quarter for Kendra's Card Challenge 18. And there's another one that I cannot say just yet, but please do watch out on July 1st, as something is gonna show up in my feed on my Instagram, YouTube, and many others, as I'm very excited for this new opportunity in my, crafty journey. All right. I can't believe it's less than a week until July. Exactly right, Dawn. And so we start working with our Christmas projects, right? Okay, here's a link to the FB group. Yes, that's Kendra's Card Challenges. That is actually where you will upload, okay, your set of cards or some of your cards. Okay. Again, joining Kendra's Card Challenge is absolutely free. But if you do want to become a paid member, it actually really helps out, in creating and making the challenge free for all. All right. So I think I've updated everything. And again, that's a final look at what we have this. Okay, let me see. Where is my? I'm looking. Sorry, my friends. I forgot. There you go. A final look at all the cards that we have created tonight. With that, thank you so much. Congratulations, Dawn, that you actually, guessed how many cards I'm doing tonight. And that's actually 7. To those who have come in for tonight for the first time, I pray that you would, don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that, I would like to say goodbye and see you on Saturday for another Crafty Nights here at Mommy Guide Inc. Bye! Thank you once again.